Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs today. In this session, we are going to discuss about today's current affairs, that is current affairs on February 3, 2021. Let us begin. National Hydrogen Mission. During the budget session 2021-22, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman launched the National Hydrogen Mission. The main aim of the mission is to produce green hydrogen. In this mission, the hydrogen is to be produced through electrolysis of water. The global hydrogen production methods are: from natural gas, 48% of global hydrogen is produced. From oil, 30% is produced. From coal, 18%, and electrolysis constitutes only 4% of global hydrogen. This is the reason India is focusing on producing hydrogen through electrolysis of water. The other steps taken by Government of India to produce hydrogen were: the National Hydrogen Energy Roadmap was launched in 2006. Hydrogen and Fuel Cell Program is being implemented by Department of Science and Technology. Biomass gasification based hydrogen generation technology was developed and introduced by Indian Institute of Science. However, these three programs weren't a huge success. This was because the high production cost of hydrogen in these three methods. That is why the Government of India is now searching for alternate options such as green hydrogen production as that of electrolysis and from renewable energy. National Energy Roadmap. The National Energy Roadmap was launched to bridge the technological gaps in production of hydrogen, transportation and delivery. The main aim of the roadmap was to reduce the dependence of petroleum products and their imports. India produced most of its hydrogen from petroleum products. The target of the mission was to generate 1000 megawatts of electricity from fuel cells by 2020 and also to achieve a target of 1 million vehicles running on hydrogen-based IC engines and fuel cells by 2020. Now, did India achieve these targets? Unfortunately, no. Because India started to focus on transport applications of fuel cells. Due to this, in 2019, the India Space Research Organization and Tata launched a hydrogen fuel cell bus, and it was of huge success. National E-Vidhan Project. Recently, the Meghalaya Speaker visited the Arunachal Pradesh Legislative Assembly to learn about the National E-Vidhan Project. In simple terms, the National E-Vidhan Project is a digital parliament. The main objective of the project is to bring paperless parliament or legislative assembly by using electronic means to facilitate the work of the assembly. It was introduced under the Digital India program. It is implemented by the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. The funding to the National E-Vidhan project is provided by the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, and the technical support to the project is provided by Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology. The main aim of the project is to bring all the legislatures of the country together under one platform. This is mainly to create a massive data depository. The project is to use Megha Raj cloud technology. What is Meghraj cloud technology? The Meghraj is a cloud service provided by Government of India. It is provided by the National Informatics Center operating under Government of India. The main aim of the service is to accelerate e-governance in India. It provides the following services: platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, software as a service, and storage as a service. Now, what is National Informatics Center? The center was established in 1976. It provides infrastructure support to government IT services. The National Informatics Center operates the Centers for Smart Governance. These centers were established in 2019. Earlier to the establishment of these centers for smart governance, the IT support and services to the state government and private firms were provided directly by the National Informatics Center. Now, these services are provided through centers for smart governance. Also, the National Informatics Center maintains the National Portal of India. The National Portal presents information about online services of the Government of India. It also provides information and services such as passport, driving licenses, company registration. The National Portal of India was established under the National E-Governance Plan of Government of India. Now, what is this National E-Governance Plan? It was launched in 2006. Currently, the National E-Governance Plan version 2 is under operation. It is called eKranti and it was launched in 2016. eKranti is the second version of the National E-Governance Plan. The main objective of eKranti is to redefine the e-governance plan. Also, it will bring transformational changes. India's first Wetland Conservation and Management Center is to be established in Chennai. It is a part of National Center for Sustainable Coastal Management. The center, that is the first Wetland Conservation and Management Center of the country, is to be operated under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The main function of the centers are as follows. The center will design and implement regulatory frameworks and policies. It will monitor wetlands in the country. Also, it will research about conservation of wetlands. It will help to build networks and partnerships with relevant international agencies. The center was established on World Wetlands Day, which was celebrated on February 2nd. Niti Aayog's plan for Little Andaman. Recently, the think tank of Government of India, Niti Aayog, has announced a plan to develop the 680 square kilometer of Little Andaman Island. The Little Andaman Island is a part of the Andaman and Nicobar group of islands. The plan has been proposed through the document Sustainable Development of Little Andaman Island Vision Document. Now, what is the plan? Under the plan, 3 development anchors and zones are to be built in Little Andaman. They are Zone 1, Zone 2 and Zone 3. Under Zone 1, which is to be set up along the east coast of Little Andaman, a muddy city zone is to be established. It will consist of hospitals and it will act as a financial district. The Zone 2 is to be established as a pristine forest zone. It will be a leisure zone and it will promote tourism. The tourism will also operate, that is the tourism in the zone will operate a special economic zone and will act as a residential district. Also, a film city is to be developed in this zone. Under Zone 3, which is to be established again in a pristine forest zone as that of Zone 2, will act as a nature zone. This zone is divided into 3 districts: Nature Healing District, Nature Retreat and Forest Resort. What are the other key highlights of the plan? The proposal includes to establish casinos, golf courses, underwater resorts, convention centers, drone ports with fully automated drone delivery system, nature cure institutes. All these are to be established in the Little Andaman Island under the plan. Also, the Little Andaman will get an international airport. The only jetty on the island is to be expanded. A marina is to be developed in the island. Marina is nothing but a specially designed harbour for pleasure craft and small boats. Basically, it will promote tourism. Several concerns have been raised against this plan. The first and foremost is that the proposal did not consider the note from the divisional officer of Little Andaman. The note from the officer said that the proposal did not address concerns about vulnerability to earthquakes, tsunamis, indigenous rights, and ecological fragility. Also, under this plan, a large diversion of forest land is to happen and it will cause environmental losses.